Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. We're going to talk about surviving the narcissistic parent. This is a very delicate subject, especially if the narcissist is your parent. Surviving the narcissist that is your parent. The parent's job is to protect you, to support and protect you, to help you grow into an upstanding individual. That's the parent's job. To lay out a pattern for you to become an upstanding, productive person in society. Okay? Now, if the parent happens to be a narcissist, what kind of pattern can he teach you? If he or she is possessed by an evil entity, that's what a narcissist is. They possessed by an evil entity. What can they teach you that's good and wholesome? What? If you notice, most times they're just taking advantage of you, especially if you can do something that they need. If you can do something that they need to make them feel pumped up and better that they can use and put it out there in the world like they did it, they'll do that in a minute. That's the narcissist. But they'll always make you feel bad about whatever you do. There's always something wrong with whatever you do. They will embarrass you in front of other people. You see? And always making you feel like it's your fault. You are the problem, not them. You are the problem. Now, another thing with the narcissist, because they are possessed with this evil spirit, the evil spirit wants to destroy you. Now, he's the parent, but the evil in him doesn't care anything about his family. There's no love there. And he doesn't show it either. Or she. Everything that happens in the family is all about the narcissist parent. It's all about the narcissist parent. Whatever they do, they want to be right out front and getting all the accolades and the praise and whatever you got, bring it. The narcissist wants it. Now, what about the narcissist that decides, for one reason or another, that he or she wants to have sex with the child? See? Now, the parent, a lot of times, they'll decide that they want to cross that line with the child. Now, the evil spirit, he doesn't care. You know, the narcissist, their evil is strong. He is taking over them. Now, I'm not going to say that all narcissists sexually abuse their children, but a number of them do because the evil spirit is so strong that they can't resist. And what drives them, a lot of them, to do this is if it's a terrible environment, if they're both, alcoholics or drink a lot or fight a lot or whatever the situation is. And for instance, if the mother feels like, she's not getting what she needs from the husband, she has a son over there. He's a little boy still, but she knows he's going to grow up. Now, This is the evil spirit. This is the evil spirit in her. She starts looking at her son in a sexual way, even as a little boy. See? So she'll take him and groom him, start giving him baths and fondling all over him and stuff. He's just a little kid. He don't know what's going on. In fact, he may think this is natural. He may think it when he's little. You see? And as he grows up, it just gets more and more progressive. She'll have him doing things to her and all of this because she feels she's not getting it from the husband. So she get it from her own son. But she's not looking at him like a motherly love. There's no motherly love there. In fact, she may have the son to call her by her first name, whatever it is. Mary. Just call me Mary. See, it puts she's trying to put him on the same level as her. Yeah, just call me Mary. And this is going to be our little secret. And she may groom him up until he's 10. I've heard of some of these women having sex with their sons, and their sons like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now, when the son gets older and he gets out with his other friends, and now he hears that this is evil, this is wrong. You're not supposed to be having sex with your mother. Now, what in the world? Once he realizes it's wrong, he's traumatized. Even in the little boy, when it happens, he's confused. Because, see, we're all born with that little intuition that kind of tells us, this is right, this is wrong. He feels something is wrong, but his mother has groomed him to feel it's right. That's that evil spirit in her. And the evil spirit's intent is to groom more narcissists. And that's what she's doing with him. Grooming him to be like her, to be a narcissist, to carry on this evil, wicked way to your family. When you have a family, do the same thing. Men do the same thing with their daughters. They pick out a daughter. They might not do it to all the daughters, but he's looking at them all the same. But he might like one in particular. So, as a child, he's attracted to her. He grooms her. His hands already been all over her body as a little girl. And as she's growing up, he's doing the same thing as long as he can. Again, he's grooming a narcissist to be like him. See, because the narcissist is evil, and it's an evil spirit that they have accepted. See, he wants to continue the evil in the world. So that's why you hear sometimes of generational curses. This is a curse. And in a lot of families, it has gone on for generations. Maybe in your family, you've heard of some unsavory business happening with some of your relatives. That's that narcissist. That narcissist is somewhere grooming people to be more narcissists. You see? Or take on the narcissistic energy and traits to be more like the narcissist. And that's why this narcissist is out here grooming a lot of young men, especially black men. That narcissist is heavy in the black community, grooming the black men to have sex with each other, because that kind of breaks up any kind of family. That just destroys the black family unit. I read a report the other day. They said that there are more male narcissists than female narcissists. Now, I just heard that. I don't have the facts on that to back that up, but I heard that. But the female narcissist is just as destructive as the male narcissist. And the female narcissist, not only will she have sex with her son, she may decide to have sex with her daughter. It's all evil. Sex with her daughter. I heard a girl the other day say, yeah, I have sex with my mother. She always have me to come in there, and if she want me to do it to her old self, come on, people. This is evil. Even if you were taught it by your parent. It's evil. Now, your narcissistic parent may be physically abusing you. He may physically abuse the whole family. Beat up the wife, beat up the children, all of that. It's the same thing. It's evil. Now, here you are as a child, you're learning from the parent. So when you get your family, you beat them up. Because that's what you learn from the narcissist. You see? The narcissist is trying to develop and to keep up these generational curses that from generation to generation to generation to generation. It's the same evil that you're repeating over and over again that you learn from the narcissist. You need to be aware of that. If the narcissist has abused you in any way, whether it's physical, sexual, or emotional, if you don't heal from it, if you don't really heal from it, you'll carry it on to your family. Because that's what you learn. That's what you learn from the narcissist. You see, the parent who was there to teach you to be a decent human being. You see? So if the parent is doing this to you at home, then you go out in the world and you find out that's wrong. That's wrong. Now, at this time, the parent may stop, and may not, as long as you're in their presence, living in their home. They may stop after you get a certain age, especially if it's sexual abuse. They may stop, and they may not. They may go on as long as you let it go on. But a lot of times, if the mother is molesting the son, if Mary is molesting her own son, 9 times out of 10, the son will grow up not really trusting or liking women. Now, if he is taken on, if it's not healed from that trauma, and he's accepted it and embraced it, then he's got the narcissistic energy in him. And he's not going to love his kids, his wife, or anybody else he comes in contact with, only because of that trauma that he never healed from as a child. That's the narcissist. But the narcissist is out here also affecting other people with that. Other people. Because it's a spirit, and it's a very intelligent. This is not a new spirit. This is an ancient spirit. Ancient. Has been around for ages and ages and ages. And you need to realize how powerful it is. This is the evil in the world that you've been going to church learning about. And you could be living with it right in your own home. In your own home. If your parent is doing these things to you, I know if you're a child, it's hard for you to to figure it out. But as you grow and you learn, you have to heal from that. You can't just push it back like it never happened and go on with your life. No. That's the sort of trauma. That's the sort, because that was something against your being. You wasn't meant to be that. You wasn't meant to be that. An abuser, molester, going around hurting people and not caring about it. You were not supposed to be that. So it's trauma when somebody does that to you. Takes a full advantage of you. Full advantage. How do you survive it? How do you survive it? When I was growing up in my home with narcissists right there, with the narcissist right there, I did everything in my power, everything I could think of, even as a child, to get love from my narcissistic parent. As a child, I remember running up to them and trying to hug them and whatever, and they have no love inside. They don't love themselves. They don't love anybody. The spirit is taking over, and that spirit is out to take advantage and destroy. Once you realize that, but you don't realize that until you're older in life, and you done suffered all of your life not understanding why your parent doesn't love you. If you grow up in a house and your mother is Mary and your daddy is Billy, and they treat you just like, everybody's the same, it may be something wrong with that. Because they're not really wanting to be a parental figure to you. They just want you to be whatever, like a buddy, like a friend, or what. They're not there to teach you anything. They're probably there to get what they can from you. See, the narcissist looks at his family differently. They're just there to benefit the narcissist in whatever the narcissist needs. You see? So if the narcissist was abused growing up, and he learned that, he's going to abuse you. You see? And if you don't hear from the abuse, you're going to abuse your people. And it's just going to keep going on. If he molested you, or she molested you, 9 times out of 10, if you accepted it, you're going to molest your people. And it'll keep going on and on and on until somebody can break the curse. It's a generational curse when this happens. When this happens. And the narcissist will also emotionally abuse you. Emotionally abuse you. And that's also a part of the curse. You will emotionally abuse your people. And then that's what you learn from your parents. 9 times out of 10, you do the same thing when you have your family. These curses need to be broken. People need to heal from this pain that narcissism has brought on the world. And it is spreading rampantly. It is tearing away the whole family unit. You're tearing it away. You see, there's no trust anymore. There's no honesty anymore. The narcissist is out here grooming other people to be narcissistic. Because the evil spirit is here on a mission. He's not here just to be here. He's here on a mission to get as many of you on a narcissistic train as he possibly can. That's the mission. That's the mission. And when your parent, and I don't care what position your parent may be in, he or she can be a narcissist. And Forbid if both of your parents are narcissists. Forbid that. I know your life has been a living hell. You didn't get any love or affection growing up. So where do you learn that? If you didn't get it, how do you know what love really is? How do you know when it's genuine? How do you know if a person is not going to abuse you? If you've been raised in that sort of environment, you'll probably abuse them first before you think that they're going to abuse you. That's if you have not healed from the abuse. If you have not healed from the abuse, you will continue the pattern. That's what I'm saying. From the parent that taught you the pattern, if you have not healed from it, you will repeat it. You will repeat it. 9 times out of 10, your parent learned it from their parent. And their parent learned it from their parent. And it just goes back generations. Generations. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. It is destroying humanity. Narcissism is destroying humanity. I know the clinical people say it's a mental disorder that cannot be healed. They tell you they ain't got nothing for him. You know, the psychiatrists say that. They got nothing to heal a narcissist. He can't be healed. Your best bet is to get away from the narcissist. The clinical people will tell you that. The narcissist has been taken over by an evil spirit. Now, people who have narcissistic traits, they might not be the full-blown narcissist because the narcissist was created from trauma as a kid. But people can take on the narcissistic traits. The narcissists out here grooming people to take on his evil traits, you know, to do these things, you know. Don't respect who you are. You know, just do whatever the spirit tells you to do. Do that. Nobody have to know. Nobody have to know. But believe me when I tell you this. Whatever you do in this life, whatever you think in this life, whatever you say in this life, is written. It is written in the universe. It's written. It's written. Even in religion, they tell you that your life is written in a book, and then at the last day, somebody's going to read in the book and tell you where you're going to go. Well, my point is that it is written. And you can't hide from that. You think nobody knows. Believe me, the universe knows exactly what you're doing and what your heart is. It knows why you did it. You go all the way back. But the universe wants you to heal from it. Wants you to heal so that you can ascend spiritually and to heal your soul, because your soul has been damaged from this trauma that your parents have put on you. Your parents have put this on you, have taught you these evil ways if your parent are narcissistic. What I'm saying. You see? Now, every little thing that happens with you and your parent, you may have an argument, but you had a good life with your parent. Your parent was very supportive of you and all that. But then, just because you had an argument with them doesn't mean that they were narcissists. Narcissism is different. It's detrimental. You can feel it in your soul. You get hurt deeply when you're dealing with a narcissist. There's no mistaking about that kind of evil. No mistaken, because it never lets up. The narcissist would take advantage of the wife, the children, and anybody that's around him to get what he needs, that supply that makes him feel powerful. It makes him feel powerful. Now, some narcissists, they may not abuse their children. They may just target the wife. They may just beat her down to a pulp. But that doesn't mean he don't love the children. He may have one child. Sometimes the narcissist will pick out, we call it a golden child. Now he uses it. It's not that he loves this child. He can use this child to make the other children jealous, envious. See, envy is evil. It's a part of all of that. So he promotes jealousy. May take that child out wherever he goes, on trips or whatever. Buy that child special things and the other children see it. You understand? It's just promoting conflict in the family. That's what narcissists would do. Now you got to watch out, because the narcissist may be sexually abusing that golden child too. You never know. But the wife, she's so much under the narcissistic control, she's afraid to say anything, even if she knows what's going on. Even if she knows that he's going around molesting his daughters or his sons. On the flip side, if the mother's the narcissist, it's the same thing. Maybe the husband's not saying anything. Maybe he doesn't care. Maybe in his family the same thing happened. You see? But if you have this going on in your family, if you can depart, then that's what you need to do. You need to depart and heal yourself from the trauma and start over. It's very difficult for you to heal if you still live in the situation. Think about it. How can you heal from the abuse if he's still abusing you? If he's still sexually abusing you, physically abusing you, or emotionally abusing you? This is an entity, an intelligent entity, an ancient entity. You cannot beat the evil entity. I don't care what people are telling you. Oh, I hear him say, this is the way to shut the narcissist down. Shut him down. He'll never bother you again. You do this, you do that. That's not true. The narcissist will always come back to you if he can. If you allow him to, he'll always come back. He wants to come back. If he was getting a supply from you that he felt like he needed, he'll always come back to you. I don't care what you say. You can shut the door that he can't come back, but don't think that he's not going to try to come back. The narcissist. Now, I was raised in the family with a narcissist. Okay, so I was attracted to a narcissist. I got involved with a narcissist. See, after the discard and after I healed and everything, I tried to shut the door on the narcissist. I tried to say the things that people say you say to the narcissist that'll cut him off. I know this is going to do it. This is it. I'm going to tell him this, and he ain't never going to try to come back to me. That narcissist will wait. As long as it takes. He's got all the time in the way. He's evil. Time doesn't mean anything to a demon. He'll wait until he sense that it's the right time to come back at you. He'll come back. Your parent, your parent is the same thing. They'll come back and try to do you again. They'll always be criticizing you, making you feel bad. I know my parent never made me feel good about anything, myself or anything. I had no self-esteem, no self-worth when I got out of that situation with my own parents. I felt that nobody was going to love me because my own parents didn't love me. You see what that does to you? Now, I wasn't sexually molested. I was physically abused. And I'll say that boldly because, being raised in the South, people believe that beating your child is a necessary thing. That's how you train your children, by beating them. Of course, now I hear it's against the law to beat your kids. But during those days, it was a routine. People thought that that's the way you raise kids. You beat them into submission. Now, if your parent was a narcissist, can you imagine what those beatings was like? They halfway want to kill you. They don't care nothing about you. Anyway, they don't care anything about you. Anyway, when you got to go to school and you all beat up, whipped up, blood coming out and all kind of mess, that's traumatic. That's traumatic. You're going to grow up with some kind of thought of what kind of person you're going to be. You have to heal from it. You got to heal from it, or you will carry that curse right on. It's a curse. It's a curse. My parents did what their parents did. I don't fault them now because I've healed. And I understand why they did what they did. They did what they knew at the time. The narcissist, he's a demon. He's a demon. He was trained. He was trained probably from a narcissist. That's why he's one. Or he was trained by somebody who had narcissistic traits. Follow me now. He had somebody in his family had narcissistic traits. And he learned that and thought that's the way to be. I'm going to be just like my mother or my dad or whoever. He carries on that, training you to be that, so that you can be that for your kids. That's wrong. That's evil. That's wrong. A parent's job is to protect their kids, to support them, to help them to grow strong and healthy, and to be decent human beings in society, to contribute to society, not to grow up and destroy it. That's the evil spirit that wants to destroy it and to tear the families apart. And let me tell you, that narcissist is busy because it is working. These families are being torn apart daily. But if you, I'm going to tell you, if you happen to be with the narcissist, you got to go. You can't stay with that and be abused with that and let your children be trained by the narcissist, whether it's the man or the woman. Because you run the risk that your children will grow up to be narcissists. They may just have narcissistic tendencies because they've learned this is the way to succeed in the world. You got to be careful. You got to be very, very careful. But if your parents are narcissistic, you can love them from afar. You can love them from afar. And I mean afar, you depart where they can't do that damage on you anymore. Love them from afar. You see, I'm not telling you to hate your parents because they did these things to you or whatever. When you heal from it, you will forgive them for it. When you heal, only when you heal, you can forgive them. You can see clearly what happened. And the universe will help you with that. And if I'm going to tell you, in case I didn't mention it before, check out my video on how to heal from abuse. Because if you grew up in a narcissistic home, you were definitely abused. And it's in there. It's in your soul. And it needs to be rooted out so that you can be happy and free for the rest of your life. That's what it's all about. Surviving the narcissistic parent. I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. You see? I don't carry on those narcissistic traits to my family. But I had to heal from it. I had to heal from it. Now, before I healed, I had a whole different perspective by the way that I grew up. And I wasn't the best for my children. Of course, I didn't physically abuse them. I did not sexually abuse them. But I may have put some emotional damage on them. I may have. They'll have to tell you that. I may have. It was unintentional because of what I learned from the narcissist. From when I was growing up. I brought that pain from my growing up with the narcissist into my family when I was raising my boys. I did. Because of the hate that I had for the narcissist treatment that I incurred. I brought that hate with me into my own family when I was raising my boys. I did. I had a hate. See? But only when I healed from the hate. Only when I actually healed. And it took me 2.5 years to heal from the hate. And I didn't heal until I'm in my adulthood. So I was out here doing narcissistic things to people, taking advantage of people, hurting people, not caring, only caring about myself. I wasn't a narcissist, but I had narcissistic traits. I thought that was the way to make it in the world because that's what I was taught. You don't want to do that. You got to heal. Yeah, got to heal from it. Or you won't know any better. The universe will show you and heal in your healing. And the universe will teach you better. When you know better, you do better. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to make amends for all of the damage I did in my past. Make amends. And part of this is this channel. Trying to help other people not to make the mistakes that I did. And show them the way to happiness. To happiness. And abundance. Once you heal, you'll get it all. Happiness, abundance, whatever you want. The universe wants to bless you. But the universe won't bless you if you're full of hate because of what happened to you growing up. Universe can't get in. It can't get in. You're blocking it with hate. You see? You're blocking it. But people, I'm encouraging you, no matter what your situation was growing up, you can heal from it completely, and live a happy and abundant life. So I'm gonna end it right here. And I want to take the time to thank you, each and every one, for supporting this channel. And I love the comments. I always say that. I really do. I read them. And if you want me to cover a subject that I have experience in, I will definitely try to do that for you. So thank you again for viewing this video. And I wish you all well. Hope to see you next time.